Are you a Christian business owner or wannabe entrepreneur who is struggling to keep up with the many demands that it takes to get your business off the ground and to start to create cash flow? Today, I'm going to show you 3 key principles to go from grinding to grace. Hi, my name is Molly, and I help bold men and women who are called to influence, impact, and lead people to Jesus through business. I specialize in virtual business and show you how to create simple support systems to improve the areas of health and happiness. Now, before we go any further, first things first, make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel so you are the first to get every single video as it's released. And then I want you to go and download my Mom's Survival Guide. I worked hard on this. I think it's a good resource and it will support you in your desire and quest to live a healthier, happier life, support your family, create nourishing meals, and also take care of yourself. One of my customers recently wrote and just expressed her gratitude in helping and how this system has helped her go from being overwhelmed and stressed homeschool mom to being able to go through the day calm, managing her busy kids, still able to pursue her other hobbies like art and farming and do all the things with that creative energy that she used to have. Okay, so today we're going to get our Bibles out. I'm talking to you if you are a believer, if you're a Christian entrepreneur or a Christian business owner, and you desire to grow your sphere of influence and increase your impact in the kingdom. This is something that is really close to my heart and I'm excited to share with you about. So open up to 1 Corinthians 3. We're going to go through some verses together, 6 through 9. So what it says, I planted the seed. Apollos watered it, but God made it grow. And so there's a principle here that we can glean from. And this is how we're going to go from the grind to grace, which is really important if you are going to make it and make it to success and make it in your goals, achieve your goals, and still have healthy relationships in your family, your marriage intact, still being able to put people first that need to be put first. So the principle here is that we each have a servant assignment. One person gets to plant the seed and another person waters it, but guess who makes it grow? God makes it grow. And so it's not the one that plants the seed or the one that waters it who is the center of this process, because God is the one who makes it grow. And we're God's fellow workers. We work side by side with him. We co-labor with him. It's not our responsibility. It's not something that we own. We get to partner together with God according to the grace that he's given us. And he's given us each a measure of grace. And for some people, that grace maybe has had time to mature and to season and to grow bigger. And others, maybe it's just a small beginning portion of grace. And that's your measure of grace. Okay, so another verse that we're going to look at today is Romans 12, verse 6. There's different gifts according to the grace given us. And it's, again, this theme of grace. You're going to hear this all through this video. It's something that I've learned to live and breathe by every single day. So we each have different gifts. Some might have the gift of prophecy, some serving, teaching, encouraging, contributing to the needs of others, or maybe the gift of generosity, leadership, and mercy. Okay, so these are just some of the different gifts that are available to you. What is your grace gift? And what is in your hands to do? What are you naturally good at? What are you naturally inclined to do? What do other people say that you're gifted in? That could potentially be your grace gift, your strength. And so I believe in teaching others and people who partner alongside me in business and who come and we get to run together and go together, grow together, is to lead from your strength. You don't go and try to build up your areas of weakness all the time and lead from the areas that you're weak. Yes, you might want to give them attention. You don't want to have blind spots. Okay, but you get to lead and build your business based around your unique gift of grace. And so, yes, what's in your hands to do? I would love to hear from you. Comment below and let me know what you currently have in your hands to do. What is your gift according to this list from Romans 12:6? I would love to hear from you. Maybe you already know. Okay, maybe you already know what your gift is and you're running with it and you're established your business already, but potentially you're starting to feel a little bit of burnout. Okay, who's been there? Have you been there? I'll be honest, I have been there. I have been close to burnout, very, very close to burnout. And I had to reevaluate some things in my life. And that's when God started talking to me about grind versus grace. And in our culture, we often idolize this thing called hustle, or we idolize the grind, about working ourselves to death. And I don't believe that's a godly way. Yes, our work ethic gets to be excellent. We get to have an excellent work ethic and make commitments to ourselves and then follow through on those commitments. But we don't have to burn the candle at both ends of the stick. So here's a good way to test this. Are you holding your business with a closed hand, close to yourself, or are you holding your business with an open hand, open-handed towards God? So if you're holding it closed hands, you might be struggling with the belief that you are the owner of your business. What? Aren't you the owner of your business? Isn't that what everyone says? That I'm my own boss, that I'm my own business owner? Well, actually, no. According to scripture, we're called to be stewards of our business. God is ultimately the owner because he is the one whom everything on the earth belongs to. So I made a list, and feel free to add to this list. Drop down in the comments below what things you would add, how you know if you have the mentality of a business owner or if you have the mentality of being the steward of your business, which are two totally different concepts. A business owner, the danger is pride when we want to own everything that comes from our business and that has to do with our business. It's actually something that we have been given to steward. Such as, oh, it's my money. I have the right to do whatever with it that I want to do. Being an owner can cause you to think about personal gains in an unhealthy way and cause you to think less about other people. And so it's really a way of kind of being self-centered and self-driven and self-motivated, as in, taking care of yourself first. However, if you're a steward of your business, the mentality and the mindset is going to be totally different. As you're a steward, you get to ask God what he wants you to do with that which is his. And so it's completely different because then you're in a posture of receiving from God, of waiting for direction and of waiting for orders. A steward is careful and responsible with what they've been given to do. When you're the steward of something versus the owner, it relieves all kinds of pressure. And this is where I want you to just stop for a second and listen. Because when you shift from the mindset of being the owner of your business to being the steward of your business, the greatest burden will lift off of your shoulders. You're not meant to carry that burden. You're not meant to carry that heavy responsibility and heavy pressure and that weight. What you are called to do is manage the property, and you're called to manage the affairs for another. And so if you're experiencing undue amount of stress, if you're feeling really pressurized, if you're struggling to keep up with demands, with getting cash flow going, with getting enough clients, if you're staying awake late at night and getting up too early in the morning and your relationships are starting to suffer, you might be needing to come back to the point of giving your business back to God and saying, God, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to lay it down and listen to you tell me what to do with it. People often ask me how I get everything done. I'm a mom of 6. We homeschool our children. We are in full-time ministry. We do all kinds of things. And the answer is, I have to listen very carefully to exactly what God is telling me to do. And often I have to say no. And it's not easy to say no to things. I want to say yes all the time, but that's unhealthy. The thing to do is to listen carefully to exactly what God tells you to do. You can't do everything. You can't please everybody. Being a people pleaser is a surefire way to go straight into burnout zone. And I don't want that for you. So right now, I want you to stop and get in the posture of shifting from being an owner and holding on to things tightly, from saying it all comes back to me and my efforts and what I can do to make this happen, and make the shift to saying, well, what can God do? What could God do to make this happen? And God, what do you want me to do exactly at this time? So you're going to love this one. God owns everything, and I'm just his money manager. And so that's why we get to grow in our stewardship and grow in our area of responsibility and managing God's money. And so we get to listen to him and tell that where to go. And that's why business is such a blessing. When we can start to create wealth for God's kingdom, he can trust us to be faithful stewards, to send that wealth in the right direction for his kingdom and for his advancement. He owns us twice over, once by creation and once by redemption. So we belong to him. Our businesses belong to him. The profit from our businesses belong to him. It all comes back to him. So stewardship means grace. It means you can hustle, but with ease. God makes it grow, and we eliminate striving and performance from our vocabulary. You're not striving, you're not performing, you have an audience of one. Your job is to please God. Obedience is the first priority, obedience to what He is telling you to do. So, what does this get to look like for you? And what is God calling you to steward for Him? Do you have something in your hands, maybe a burning desire, something that you've been thinking about that you keep coming back to? Like, I really want to do that thing. I really want to pursue that dream I had when I was a child. Today on my social platforms, I asked my friends and followers, what was your childhood dream? And what would you be doing if you were pursuing that thing today? Maybe God wants to bring you back to a place where you get to fulfill that childhood dream and walk in that calling, but in a totally different way than you had ever imagined. Money gets to be a tool in God's kingdom, and we get to have an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. Let's put on a new set of glasses and look at this in a whole fresh way. If what I've been talking today speaks to you, if it resonates you, I want to personally invite you to join Nourish Your Life, my community on Facebook. Again, I'll drop the link down in the comments. I would love to have you there, and we can open this up and unpack it more and get to know each other and grow in areas of properly stewarding our businesses. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.